Hello everyone and welcome back to Zoo Crafting! I am Zookeeper Seri and we are here with our bee apiaries and they're looking so beautiful. Look at all these flowers. Look at them. They're gorgeous and you have no idea how long it took me to get all of these flowers set up. I feel so silly, Alia. I spent like a day and a half rushing between my plant shed over at the house, thanks to Astroseed, and here trying to figure out the right way to lay out some beautiful plants for our bees to enjoy. Why, Seri, you may ask? Did you have to go back and forth, picking through so many different options of beautiful flowers in order to make a little bee apiary area? Well, that's because I didn't like all of the tulips, because the orange and the red and the white and the pink, it just didn't look that good all smushed together to me, which is kind of one of the ironies of why, yeah, the flower field is so beautiful, but it wasn't really appealing to me very much. And a lot of you guys were like, maybe we shouldn't do all tulips. And I totally agreed with that. So I went back and forth, and especially now that I know that little bone meal trick to use on vanilla plants, I feel so silly I didn't know about that. But now that I know that little bone meal trick, I actually went over and I just brought a whole bunch of the other vanilla plants. This is actually the allium, and then you can see the lilacs over there, and put them together. And I really love this look. These may or may not be some of my favorite color combinations that kind of came together for this. But you can see we've got the alliums mixed in with the white tulips and the pink tulips, and I think our bees are very happy because our lovely ladies have already filled up all of the apiaries. And I actually did do a little bit of experimenting to figure out if there is some way that we could put in the hoppers and put in a pipe system and be able to like take everything and sort it and send it into pressers inside of a little building I'm going to send over there. And I think I can definitely figure that out in the long run, but it's going to be a little bit of work and involve redstone and digging out from like under all of our bee apiaries. So for now, we're going to have the charming experience of doing all of this by hand. So collecting all of the wax combs, collecting all of the little bee grubs, collecting all of the honeycombs, and then gathering up our beautiful queen bees who have now unfortunately passed away as they have used up everything that they are in order to make all of this for us. And we'll just have to do all this by hand for a little bit. But I think, Astroseed, once we attract ourselves a beekeeper, because we've made this area so absolutely, or absolutely, oh no, I'm starting with the puns again. But we've made this area so absolutely nice that I think we'll be able to attract a professional beekeeper, and I'm sure that he will have some words to say about what kind of flowers to lay out. He may be able to help us with our bee grubs. He may be able to help us with maybe even making our queen bees last a little bit longer, because as you see right here, the crafting grid, royal jelly at 0 durability, so you cannot take a queen bee and just like turn her into royal jelly unless she has unfortunately passed on and she is at 0 durability. So I'm hoping we can, and then we feed like the royal jelly to one of her little babies, and ta-da, we have a brand new queen bee ready to go. And then we put her in and she's good to go, and hopefully she'll start producing a lot of honey and beeswax and more bee grubs that eventually I'll get the sorting system set up for. But you guys know that's my plan. That's just something I'm definitely gonna have to work on in the background, because sorting systems are a pain in the rump. They really truly are, and they take quite a while to work through. All right, and we'll take this, whoops, little bee grub, not yet. Rest in peace, queen bee. Oh, it's very sad. But I'm really hoping that once we get a beekeeper over here, we might be able to make it so our bees last a lot longer. In the old world, they used to last for a long time. Like they would probably go through, oh, I don't know. She could probably have made at least 6 different entirely full. Oh no, I just threw the royal jelly on the ground. In the old world, I would have said she could have filled up the apiary at least 6 times before we had to go ahead and make a new queen bee, but now she only has a chance to like fill it up once, and it's a little bit sad. Poor queen bee. She's doing her best. Oh, and this one wasn't even able to make that much honey. She just did mostly wax combs, but the wax combs are pretty useful too. You can actually take the wax combs and you turn them into wax. Hey, wax comb. Okay, it's not good to talk about how it turns it into wax. So there we go. You turn it into the beeswax, and then you can use the beeswax to make a whole bunch of candles. So you can make candles all over the place. And then one of you guys came up with the really fun idea of actually making scented candles. So I think that's actually what we're going to do. And then you can use wax. Can you use wax for anything else? Now, I think you just make the beeswax into wax, and it's just a different name for the same thing. But one of you guys came up for a really fun idea of doing scented candles at different gift shops through our entire zoo, and that's definitely something we're going to work on. But yeah, as you can see, it just takes a little while. So I'm really hoping that once we manage to get the beekeeper here, we'll see if we can affect how long our queen bees live. Maybe we can put out a special little like sugared bee bath of some kind, and she'll be able to have her workers bring her daughters, because her daughters are also, or her workers are also her daughters after all. But we may be able to have our queen bees last a wee bit longer than this. So poor things. I just feel so bad because they've already passed on. So it's like I need to come through and gather them all up, and then we end up with extra bee grubs, which we definitely could use for something. But anyway, bees and our little flower field project that we're working on over here are not what I wanted to work on today. I actually was laying in bed last night thinking, you know, we've done so much in the zoo lately, and I feel like my pockets are getting full again. Whoops. Okay, gotta take the royal jelly and the bee grub. I feel like my pockets are getting full again. It's probably time to deal with some of the stuff rattling around in my rucksacks. Oh gosh, look at all that wax. Yay! All right, we almost ended up with an entire stack of honey, so that's really good. We'll take that home, and we'll go ahead and get that honey pressed so that we can have honey to cook with, which would be very, very useful. There we go. Though in the long run, I'm honestly beginning to think, Aster Seed, that getting a beet field where we can just press beets to get sugar would probably be better. All right, I'm actually going to leave all of this here for now because, yes, I was thinking about all of the things in my pockets, and I realized we still have this duck. So today I want to take this duck over to our beautiful Swan Lake, and I want to go get Puppy from our little dog run, because Puppy is a little duck who thinks that it is a dog, but recently it has been thinking about, you know, the fact that it actually isn't a canine, it is actually a bird, and we found Puppy lost inside of the peafowl garden. So Puppy is not a peacock. We need to teach Puppy that Puppy is actually a duck. It's not a peacock. And so when we found this duck over in the flower fields, it occurred to me we should release it in Swan Lake with all of our swans, and release Puppy there too, and then go over to our oology center where we have the research of many eggs going on, and gather up all the duck eggs from over there and try hatching them, and then have a ton of ducks, just a ton of happy ducks, hopefully running around Swan Lake. So that's what we're going to do today, Aster Seed. But before we do that, Alia, Pine, Lily, I need to show off the garden a little bit more. I really feel so silly. It took me like a day and a half just to figure out that we're going to go with these colors for now, but then it felt kind of springy. So what do you guys think about one day changing it to look like these? I brought out all of my autumny plants that I really like. So we have little gardens because bees are needed to pollinate a lot of like the gourd gardens, a lot of the corn, a lot of the herbs. So I brought over one of the gourd garden, or I think this is the gourd garden. Yeah, this is the ground garden, and then this is the gourd garden. So the ground and the gourd gardens and the herb garden. So I brought all of these over here, and I mean, look, this looks like spring. This looks like we're going to start celebrating with chocolate and Valentine's Day gifts, and this is not the goal. Like that's not the season. I want to celebrate the seasons, Aster Seed, and tis the season for pumpkin spice right now. It really is. Oh gosh, did that grow just now? That's hilarious. But what I want to do is swap out all of those flowers after I showed you guys actually with these flowers instead. So we have goldenrods, we have these little western wallflowers. Ooh, we've got a lot of great mushrooms growing over there actually. I kind of want to pick those and make some soup in a second, but we'll think about that. We've got wheat. This is actually just plain wheat grown up on some tilled soil. I had forgotten that if you have the Garden Ink mod, then what you can do is, or Garden Stuff mod, excuse me, then what you can do is you can make tilled soil with that enriched poo that our wolves keep giving us, or with the compost, you can make enriched soil. And then once you till the enriched soil, it becomes tilled soil, and you can plant anything that requires water on tilled soil with no water source nearby. And I had totally forgotten about that, but it means that we can put in some beautiful wheat because it really blends in very nicely with these other things. And then this is actually aster. So this is aster, kind of like you, Aster Seed, but this is the aster plant, and this is actually that plant I kept talking about that provides a lot of the pollen and the nectar for our bees so that it gives them both of the things that they need to eat. And then, because remember, the pollen is the protein and the nectar is the carbohydrates, and you need protein and carbohydrates carbohydrates to give you the energy to survive. So, ha! I have taught them something, Aster Seed. I feel fulfilled with my day. And then this little thing, I think, is the Texas tickweed. Yeah, the tick seed, excuse me. And that, it just matched. It matched with the lavender. So this is like the little autumn garden that I think we're not only going to put up for our bees, so that it doesn't look like we're about to celebrate Valentine's Day, because that's what this looks like right now. But I think I want to actually put this autumn garden up at my house, because it is getting into autumn. The harvest festival that my family and I usually go to was this weekend. Maybe that's why I've been a little out of it, Aster Seed. I don't live near them anymore, so we had to break that family tradition, and that's a little sad. But anyway, that's just an aside. Anyway, this looks like autumn to me. So I think we're going to redo like a whole bunch of places in the zoo with these things, which means I need to find somebody to contact to get some good lavender from and to get some good goldenrod from. So we may need to really start getting that garden society and like garden research up and going, because I'm just coming up with all sorts of ideas that require plants. Well, to be honest, I always am coming up with all sorts of ideas that require plants. That's okay. I have things that make me happy in life, and you just have to embrace them sometimes. All right, come on, puppies. We're going to show off the wildlife corridor. So yes, don't worry, you guys. I was not planning on making that entire strip of land, which looks really good now that we're starting to clear things out. Thank you very much. You can see right here. Dun, 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 dun. But I was not planning on making this entire strip of land just into tulips, so that we would pop out here to the tulip field, which looks really nice now that I've covered up like that little sewage spot that was like threatening the mole. So I'm glad we rescued that little mole. But this is not all going to be tulips. It's going to be kind of like the wildlife corridors that I would find up in the mountains of the Appalachian Mountains in Boone when we lived up there. And you would come through like these thick, thick, thick forests up in the mountains like this, and all of a sudden it would just be a strip of land covered in wildflowers. And the reason there would be that strip of land is because of the power grid. So it's where the like power lines would be running, and they would have cleared out like a good, maybe like 300 feet of space and a big strip of land, and then just cut all the way through the mountain, through the forest. And they would have to keep that clear so that they could keep the power lines going. So what would happen, Pine, is all of the plants that didn't have enough sunlight in the thick forest of the mountain forest to grow would flourish in that strip of land where the power lines would go. And it looked beautiful, because you would just be walking in the forest and pop out, and suddenly it was just like a field of flowers like this. And you would have butterflies. I mean, we used to call them like butterfly fields, and we would go walk specifically to find where the power lines were in the mountains, because then you would have this gigantic field where they would come through and mow now and then. So plants that normally wouldn't have a chance to grow in the thick mountain forest, covered by leaves, and just, it would be so dark even on the brightest day there because of how overgrown all of the canopy was. You would have these gorgeous, gorgeous wildflowers as far as the eye could see, just following this strip of land. And so it was this really weird kind of combination of people like had to cut down some of the forest in the mountains, but it actually made all these wildflowers grow. So it was really beautiful. So that is what I want to make happen, because that is the kind of place where we used to go, and it would just be this overwhelming beauty of so many butterflies and birds just savoring that little spot. So that's what we have for this clearing over here. I'm actually shifting things up a little bit. I've mixed in several different plants. Aster Seed and I flew back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to my plant sorting shed, and this is what the new corridor would actually look like. So this is more what I'm talking about, and I think a lot of you guys are going to feel more comfortable now that you can kind of see. And then come down here, look at this, look at this, it's looking so good. I have been clearing it away. You can see where I've lined it with all of the grass, and then I think my shears are broken, so I need to make new shears. I can't really do too much till then. Hello, wild chocobo. But you can see where I have been putting down the grass to act as the border. The border. There we go. The corridor border, our border. Oh goodness gracious. Anyway, yeah, that's what I've been working on over here. Lily and Pine are kind of wrestling. Oh goodness. We're just putting down the grass so that we can go ahead and just walk through here. And I only got about as far as where that chocobo rump is sitting over there. But I also started moving. Oh geez, I'm so sorry. Gracious, I didn't expect you to just pop down from the sky there, sir. Welcome. Nice to meet you. Please don't hurt me. As long as you don't hurt me, I'm gonna... Oh, hey. What did I just say? You know my dogs are gonna chew on you now. Oh dear. Watch out, Alia. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. Alright. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, now you're not gonna hurt me, so you can just do your own thing. We might have to take care of that slime island somehow, so we'll figure that out. But yeah, so grass lining the border of the corridor. And then I have been moving all of the plants that were inside of here. And it actually has a really, really great effect when we do that because it looks so good. It looks wild over here. And then we're just going to have, oh, the poor little thing. And then we're just going to have all of the other plants that kind of, they look really good. We have fountain grass. We have the alliums. I'm leaving some of the spaces clear too with like clovers, leaving the fallen leaves. We have dandelions. We have different types of lavender. We have different types of violets. There's 2 different species of violets in here. Here's some bed straw. Over here's the azure bluets. Here's some lilacs to kind of go on the edges. And I think it looks really, really pretty. And if we can just make it so that you can tell that you're really walking into the corridor by like maybe having an archway of some kind, I think, like maybe an archway of wood that you walk under and it's like wildflower corridor. And then you walk in, I think that it'll really have quite the impact. It's just very like relaxing and I just can't wait for it. So we're going to have that spread all the way down. We're going to have to move that elephant somewhere and those horses somewhere at some point. And we're going to go all the way to where you can see just the very edge of the flower field over there. So that's just going to be a long-term eventual project that we're going to work on. So don't worry about it. I just wanted to let you guys know. And then we'll just come and add in a few little flowers every time. And I think it's going to be really beautiful and something very special and unique. And maybe I can even have some sort of like wildflower keeper who can explain what a wildlife corridor is. And maybe I'll even have some pictures of what that one in Russia and what the ones that are, I think, up in Montana and some of the other states look like, because they provide absolutely essential places, those greenery highways, where otherwise we would lose a lot of species. We really would. Anyway, I've been rambling too much. Also, I'm trying out this new thing where we just leave a log that has appetites on it, and this one had 2 appetites on it. So I really love it. So we're going to start leaving logs that have appetites when we cut down trees and just leaving them there because I love appetites and they're really cool and it looks really nice. All right. So I have rambled way too long. Astroseed, my dear, I have no room in my pack, and that's why we're going to do this. Okay, Lily, Alia, Pine. Okay, puppies, I think I need you guys to stay here and guard the queen bees for just a little bit. And I'm going to go with Astroseed to go get Puppy. I know, I'm going to go get Puppy. I'm going to go talk with Iris and put Puppy into the big pond with the other birds, the swans. And then I need to go get some eggs, and we're going to do this. We're going to take care of Puppy. So thank you guys for letting me talk about the wildlife corridor. It actually looks really beautiful from the air too. And yeah, we'll start doing the autumn garden. And I wonder what a winter garden would be like. Do I need to start planning that? I know, right, Astroseed? Ah, look at our picnic pickup shop. It's so cute. And we're going to start tackling a whole bunch of our projects. I know I tend to ramble about one thing too long, but you guys know that by now. You guys know that by now. And I love our world and I love sharing it with you guys. So, all right, Puppy, I need to figure out. Okay, hang on, Astroseed. I'm going to land, okay? Whoa, look at all that watermelon. I'm going to miss summer, but it really is like towards the end of summer, I'm starting to notice the leaves change around my home as well. And maybe if I get the autumn garden done like early enough this time, it won't be so awkward like having to set up the garden and then get rid of it so soon. So we'll get the autumn garden set up pretty early. And then I think I'll keep the autumn garden going for as long as it does not snow where I live in Michigan now. And then the first day of snow here, we will go ahead and we will change to a winter garden of some kind. So that'll be fun to learn about what kind of plants actually do well in the winter. Also, the forest bunny, that's right. I am well and truly out of, and I've got zombies all over the place. We need to do some zombie curing this week because I've got multiple zombies just sitting inside of my pockets and I do not feel comfortable with that in the long run. So I need another, I really do need, I don't have enough to move Puppy. Okay. I guess I'm going to have to put the duck down first. So, phooey, I'm out of safari nets. So let's put the duck down on Swan Lake first. That won't take long because look, like we literally just jump on the back of Astroseed, take off, and then there's all of our swans. Hello, swans. I'll be over here to take care of you guys in just a second. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh, gentle now. Gentle. Okay, careful. All right. Stay there, Astroseed. All right. Oh, and our snapping turtle's down here. There's our snapping turtle. It's been so long since we've seen it. Do I have any food for it? I do not. I could bring it. Well, I'm about to go get duck eggs, but I don't want to feed it to the snapping turtle. Oh gosh, that's I know, right? Oh, Astro Seed, don't worry. I really probably shouldn't talk about feeding eggs to a snapping turtle right in front of Astro Seed. That's really. Your chicks are hatched. Don't worry, they're safe. They're about to be big giant chocobos like you. Oh gosh, that was a little bit crass of me. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into the water and release the duck. So I think we might make a few more of these little ponds so that the ducks will have somewhere to sit in the middle. Can I just jump into this? Whoop, whoop, hey, there we go. All right, I love the paddle boats. So we might add in like another floating pond or two because I think it'll provide a good area for our ducks to be able just to sit and relax and hopefully encourage them to stay in our Swan Lake instead of like flying off. But mallard ducks, which are the ancestor, I believe, of almost, oh, look, we still have fish in here, thank goodness. Which are the, oh, we still have turtles in here. Ha, it's so full of life. I love it. We'll actually put our ducks over here, I think. I think they'll be happy up along this edge for now. But mallard ducks actually will stay in one spot pretty much the whole year. If there's enough food and it's warm enough, they're not too bothered. They'll kind of stay the entire time. I mean, you guys have probably seen park ducks that just stay there all year round and never move anywhere, right? Well, that's the goal with you guys. Hi! I know there's a little bit of duckweed there for you to eat. And mallard ducks are omnivores, so they will actually, they will eat pretty much anything. They're kind of opportunistic, but for the most part, they're dabblers, which means that they kind of run their bill up along the top of the water. I bet these water gardens will be really good for it. Hopefully you'll enjoy. And we need to give this mallard duck a name. So I need name suggestions for that one. That one, honestly, I want to call it a male because of the green head, but it could technically be a female, so we could consider it a female. It depends on if you guys think puppy needs a mate right away or not. But fun fact, believe it or not, about 20% of all mallard duck courtship combinations are male-male, which surprised me. But that's the way it goes. And actually with mallard ducks, once they pick a mate, then they actually separate. They are not one of those species that once the female lays the eggs, the male will stick around. The male actually leaves after the female lays the eggs, and he goes off to rest somewhere with a lot of food to get ready for his yearly molt. And meanwhile, the female is left alone to take care of the eggs and raise the young. So mallard ducks, they're a little bit lazier when it comes to like co-parenting. They don't really do that at all whatsoever. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's a relic. Oh, thank you, Relic. We're really gonna have to work on training you, aren't we? All right, puppy. I'm getting ready to take you down. Yeah, we could technically, I mean, really the females are usually more brown, but hey, we'll be pretty laid back. So we need a name for the other duck. Oh, and Iris is on her big walk, isn't it? Isn't she? That's okay. That's okay. Even more reason why Puppy probably is ready to spread its wings. So we'll take Puppy over to the big lake, but let's also swing by, and I want to stop by the Zoology Center, and we'll gather up a lot of duck eggs, hopefully. Oh, look at all our peafowl. Hey, you guys, here, let's land in here just in case my peafowl have decided to drop anything interesting. Titus, how do you do? Like that? Ha ha! Gold ingots, oh gosh, and they're giving me seeds now. Oh my goodness, my animals really have quite a bit to give us. Relic is giving us relics. The peafowl are giving us seeds and gold bars that the males lay, or these big guys lay. Look, there's another one. When did I get three? When did I get three of you? You're all so handsome. I need to name all of the colored, or all of the albino, not all of the colored peafowl, but all of the albino peafowl need to have special names because they do produce golden eggs. So we have the peafowl prince. I probably just need to name them all that. We have the prince, and we have some of the other peafowl. So I need to make sure they have got names. Yeah, I've only got the two. Okay, yeah. All right, we're good. We're good. Sorry, I just love being here, and I get a little bit sidetracked. Leo, you're blocking that exit. All right, and we do need some peafowl names, more of them. So I'll have to go through and make sure we have names for everybody soon. All right, we're gonna wiggle this way. Wow, look how beautiful our out of the blue orchid garden is with the new orchids. Oh, they're so lovely. That is what the random gardens through the zoo are going to be like. And that is what we need to do more. I kind of want to make another out of the blue garden, like in multiple areas, because this is a great color combination. This is so pretty. Well, blue is one of my favorite colors. Green and blue. Oh, so that's two of my favorite colors right there. All right. And then our little hummingbird exhibit. Hi, guys. Oh, gosh, you're so pretty. I can't wait to have special signs in here for you guys, too. All right, I'm going to move in here. Okay, thank you. All right, and then our zoology center and my empty exhibit. We need to restock this thing full of fish. We have so much to do in the zoo, but we're actually getting stuff done and I'm feeling better about things now. All right, so somehow I managed to walk out of our peafowl exhibit with several peafowl eggs. And it looks like our magpies, hello, sweetie. Our magpies are laying eggs. And it looks like my pigeons are laying a lot of eggs. I guess I need to give them more nest. Our bluebird is doing good. And I saw my blaze chickens. Hello, my blaze chickens. Oh, there we go. A little bit of blaze powder. I actually need to come in here and put in the item collector with my blaze chickens so that we can gather up all of the blaze powder that they lay instead of letting it kind of go to waste. So I definitely need to bring the item collector over here at some point in the future. All right, we've got more peafowl eggs to add in here. So these are our little incubators, in case you guys haven't seen them before. They're made out of glowstone, so they're chests made out of glowstone that provide incubation for all of the various eggs that we collect up from the animals in our world. All right, and then yes, I have so much blaze powder. Oh, thank goodness. I was worried we wouldn't have a lot. So now let's see if we have some duck eggs available somewhere. Those are pigeon eggs. I have a magpie egg I need to put away. More peafowl eggs. Owl egg, parrot egg, peafowl egg. That's a dodo egg. I guess I can go ahead and leave the magpie egg in here too. Oh, and that's the other thing. All of those red and orange tulips I pulled up, I need to find a new home for. So I either need to just like put them away in my plant sorting shed or maybe give them away to a friend, which is what I think we're going to be doing. All right, so let's see if we have some duck eggs hiding in here. Vulture, pigeon, swan. I guess we could take the swan eggs and hatch the swan eggs. Flamingo, which would be really cool to hatch one day. Oh gosh, I think those have, yeah, 30% chance. And then kiwi, pelican, pigeon, kiwi, vulture, parrot, swan, Gouldian finch. Do we really not have any duck eggs? I would have like sworn up and down that we would have some duck eggs. We have pigeons. We have one duck egg. We have one wee little duck egg right here. Oh gosh. All right. So that means we've got like 2 duck eggs. Let's see. Is that really everything? All right, you guys, it looks like we only have this one duck egg and then like one unidentified egg. So we'll have to see. Okay, that means we definitely want to go ahead and take this little egg. Oh goodness, there's more nests in here. Well, I'll focus on making those for my birds later. All right, let me put that together. We want to take this itty bitty little duck egg, which is the only duck egg that we have, and we want to grab the blaze powder. And we want to gently surround the egg with blaze powder so that we have the 50% chance. 50% is as high as you can go at hatching another duck from there. So hopefully the ducks would be able to enjoy having a more companionship, having a bigger flock. Because we have puppy and we have the unnamed duck and we need to add in more ducks to make sure that we've got lots of ducks swimming around and having a grand old time. There we go. Having a great time in our pond. So 50-50, that's as high as it can go. Yep, that's as high as it can go. Just had to triple check. All right, good. So let's very carefully. When did I get a twig? I don't even know when I got this twig. Oh gosh. Let's put the blaze powder away. And I'm actually going to make a couple nests because it would probably be good to have a couple nests put down for puppy and the other ducks. So there we go. All right, snag the nest. Wonderful. And then maybe I'll okay, really quickly. There you guys go. You definitely needed that. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I was saying bye to Chips because he was leaving for his day of work. And there. All right. So we're ready to go. We have the duck egg. We have some swan eggs. We have another pigeon egg that somehow snuck in there. Oh, well, we might as well take it and see if it can hatch into a pigeon that can fly free around the lake. And then we've got a couple empty nests. So hopefully we can hatch a duck and put the duck down on the empty nest and end up with more duck eggs. But if not, I can always just put out a little notice and be like, hello, my good friends, fellow zoo crafters. If you have any stray ducks that need a good home, I have a big pond. So there we go. All right, now Aster Seed, up visiting the peafowl. I am telling you, come on, Leo, come on, scooch inside. There we go. All right, good. So that's taken, oh, now I have another peafowl egg. So that's taken care of there. We're going to put this away. Oh, I'm going to grab these gold ingots that the peafowl laid for us. Very useful. Hello. Hello, Titus. You shouldn't be saying hello. I'll have to fix that later. But now we're going to go ahead and fly back over to the Swan Lake. Oh, I love adding in new animals because it always just makes everything feel so alive. All right, and then I'm just going to try landing right here. Good job, Aster Seed. It really helps to get things done with you because I can fly all over the place. My zoo doesn't feel so big when you take to the air with it. And here is our new duck. So, all right, puppy. I'm going to introduce you. I'm going to introduce you to your new friend. All right, what do you think? What do you think? Puppy, you're so small compared to your new companion. Oh gosh, he's a mushroom eating duck. I love him. I love him. Come back and meet with Puppy. Get back over here. You two need to be best friends, okay? Come here. Come here. I'm gonna have Puppy has a new friend. There. All right, so hopefully they'll figure out how to make a good flock together, and maybe they'll even lay some eggs together, who knows. And we're gonna go ahead and grab this. So here's a nice empty nest. We'll go ahead and kind of tuck it in. I feel like we need some new cattails, like maybe over here. I think this would be a good spot to put a duck nest or two, because this sort of is in the grasses, kind of tucked away. This is where I would have a nest if I was a duck. So we'll go ahead and put that down. Puppy is actually a boy duck, so Puppy's probably not going to care much about these nests, but hopefully, see, the other ducks coming on over, they're figuring it out. Hopefully this will work out for both of them. There you go, guys. And then let me go ahead and see if we have this egg hatching. I really hope this egg will hatch. We do have a baby! Yes! Yes! Now we have multiple duckaroos. So there's multiple ducks in our little duck pond. We have a baby duckling! I am so happy. And then this big chocobo back there, she's just watching over all of them like, huh. So maybe she'll be able to keep watch and protect the littler ducks or protect the littler birds. So there we go. We have a little baby duckling, and hopefully it'll grow up into a big, beautiful duck. Oh, that will hopefully be a female, and we'll have even more ducks in our lake. So stay here, okay? So now we need a name for the duckling, and we need a name for this duck, and then we'll have to just come back and see if they all get along. If they remain in a flock together, there's plenty of food here, so I don't think they'll happen to be moving away anytime soon. And we might alter the environment on this side of the lake a little bit more to be a little bit more comfortable for the ducks. So I'm thinking this is actually one of my tunnel systems that goes towards the entrance to the zoo. So I'm thinking we might make this into a proper like path, and we might actually move this mushroom log like down into the water because they appear to like the mushrooms a little bit, which is pretty cool. And we might make like a tiny little balcony area right here for people just to stand on and look at the lake. So like another one of those, only right over here. And yeah, then we'll leave this area wide open for the duckaroos to enjoy. So the baby duck is somewhere over here, little duckling. Oh, it's so cute. I hope it doesn't get eaten by a fish or a turtle. I'm keeping an eye on you, turtle. All right, so there's that, and that makes me pretty happy. Let's go ahead and eat this apple really quickly. Getting stuff done. Sorry if I've been a little bit distractible today, you guys. It's just so fun to share all of the adventures and the things I learn. I have made studying and researching animals my life's passion, and I still learn new things about animals every time I try looking up. I mean, I've researched ducks so many times for our various series by now. You'd think I would know everything about them, but I learn new things about them every time I like do some good research before jumping on into our world. All right, so now we have our swans, so we're going to try to hatch a cygnet. No cygnet there. No cygnet there. And nope, those eggs, even though they had a 50% chance, didn't have any babies in them. And what about this pigeon egg? Nope, nothing in there either. All right, so that was our attempts at hatching the swan eggs that we had gathered. There's quite a few swan eggs over here though, so let's go ahead and gather them up. Why not? We'll make it a good hatching day. If I can get up, there we go, into the swan nest, because they do like to have these nests made out of materials that they've gathered up from around the lake. And we actually have this beautiful tree. This is actually one of our donator trees. Somebody planted this tree quite a bit ago. Let's go ahead and look at the sign. Okay. And this is the glossy mangrove planted by Cat. I still have so many trees to add in. It's going to be really fun. I might start doing like tree Tuesdays or something like that, just until we can catch up at least. All right, there we go. And hopefully the swans will happen to wander on up. Let's see if we can grab Needle Rush, who happens to be our black swan, and convince Needle Rush to maybe lay some eggs. So there's that. And we'll try hatching these to see if we have any baby cygnets hiding inside. Nothing in there, nothing in there. Nope. Cygnet! Yay! We have a baby cygnet! And that's what a baby swan is called, just in case you guys didn't know. So there, that's pretty good. We had at least one cygnet in that whole group, and it's off to be a swan. So yay! All right. The pond has had a little bit of progress. I wonder if I can use, haha, the eggshell has turned into grass. Wonderful. The pond has had a little bit of progress, and I think that all of our swans are happy. We've got some ducks over there. We'll probably have to take care of the duck area just a wee bit to make sure that they've all got a little bit of room to settle in, and that'll be a good project to work on that end of the lake too. So we'll work on that too and continue to work away at trying to clear up all of the stuff sitting inside of my inventory as well. And I think taking care of some of our zombie problems, all of the zombies that I happen to have, I think that needs to be next on the list. Speaking of list, I also need to find my clipboard that has the little squirrel we are trying to adopt. So yeah, we've got plenty to keep us busy, and that's not even dabbling back into the work that we need to do for our black bear exhibit, or moving the elephant, or all sorts of other things. So you never know what kind of adventure you're going to get up to here in Zoodesia, but I'll definitely see you guys tomorrow for more. So I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye!